Hey, Paul? Have we started the meeting yet? Because I can't hear anything.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unemployment Insurance Agency's webinar today. We will get started right now, and I will turn it over to Mr. Daryl Hunter.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name is Daryl Hunter. I'm the Division Administrator for Tax and Employer Services for Unemployment Insurance in the state of Michigan. We have much information to give to you today, but we have a few housekeeping things for you. First of all, please mute your phones and do not put us on hold. If you put us on hold, that one person will have the whole message for everyone. The second thing is that we hope that we are going to answer all your questions during this webinar. However, if you have any questions, we ask that you put it in a web notice on your MyWAM account, and it will go into our Office of Employer Ombudsman, and we will get a response to you very quickly. Also, if you contact the Employer Ombudsman at area code 855-484-2636, you can also call in and get your questions answered at that time. Those phones are up between the hours of 8 and 5 o'clock. There's also a chat option that you can use where you can type it in so you don't have to wait. Also, there's a callback where you can say that you want to be called back. You will not lose your space in line, and we'll have someone call you back to answer your question. Again, that number is 855-484-2636, and it will come up throughout the presentation. We have a plethora of information for you as regards to employers. We have a program that you'll hear about for our WorkShare program, which allows employers to put employees on a quasi half and half unemployment or so. She's going to give you that information. For employers that want to have employer file claims, we're going to speak about that today. In that program, what happens is that the employers can file the claims for the employees so that the employees don't have to go out and file the claims. You have a control of the number of claims that you know that you requested. She's going to tell you about that. We have our TAA program, and Sam will tell you about that program. If it's been affected by another country, the layoff. And then we're going to give you our frequently asked questions regarding benefit claimants. So again, without further ado, we're going to get started, but please put your phones on mute. We're going to be recording this, and we'll be playing it throughout the week. From 10 o'clock a.m., we'll have another at 2 this afternoon, and then the next day. Also, we'll have a frequently asked questions. We're going to put the PowerPoint on our website, www.michigan.gov/UIA, so that you will get this information as well. First, I'm going to introduce you to Deneen Test. Deneen Test is the manager of our field audit section in UIA, and she's going to give you the information regarding file claims, and then the next voice after that she will introduce. Thank you.
Thank you, Darryl. Good morning. Our staff here at Unemployment Insurance Agency has put together this information so that you, the employer, can understand how we can play in your planning. As you know, the COVID-19 is affecting workplaces throughout Michigan, the nation, and the world. We at UIA know that you're trying to understand the financial impact COVID will have on your business. We also know you are looking for ways to be flexible and accommodate the needs of your workforce and support the communities in which you do business. Executive Order 2020-20 was signed by Governor Whitmore on March 22nd, 2020. Rescinded was Executive Order 2020-09. The Executive Order 2020-20 issued imposed limited and temporary restrictions on the use of public places. This order impacted businesses such as restaurants, bars, taverns, hookah bars, outdoor venues, libraries, museums, and for a complete list, please go to www.michigan.gov and view the coronavirus emergency order. Executive Order 2020-20 does not affect businesses such as food and beverage, not for on-premise consumption, grocery stores, food pantries, markets, convenience stores. Once again, to see the industries that are not affected, please go to www.michigan.gov and view the coronavirus emergency order. Here at UI, in response to the executive order, our staff has created for you a guide for employers who are contemplating potential layoffs. If you are planning to cease or limit your operations, we strongly encourage you to place employees on temporary leave as opposed to termination. Employers are encouraged to inform their worker that they are expected to have work available within the next 120 days. Other suggestions that we have for placing employees on unpaid leave. We suggest to let the employee know that the situation is fluid and subject to change. Please provide your employee with a formal unemployment compensation notice, that is Form 1711. Communicate to the employee about their rights. Ensure employees are provided information on how to obtain unemployment insurance benefits. As an employer, you might ask, where do I refer employees? Michigan's unemployment insurance program provides temporary income to workers who have lost their job through no fault of their own. The program is funded through unemployment taxes paid by employers. We encourage your employee to file their unemployment claim online through the Michigan Web Account Manager, MyWAM. Filing is online, is easy, faster, convenient, and available 24 hours a day. Please note that the local offices are closed and only by appointment only. For additional information to provide your employee, please go to www.michigan.gov/UIA and have them view the toolkit for claimants. Also, fact sheet 160 is available for your employee to view their eligibility. Eligibility for benefits are located in the Handbook for Unemployed Workers. Please note that due to the executive order, waived during this time would be the work search and registration for the employee. However, there are still eligibility requirements that the employee must make. Those include, you must have wages in at least 2 calendar quarters. Those wages in the calendar quarter, you have your highest wage, you earn at least $3,667. For other eligibility requirements, please have the employee review the toolkit. Executive Order 2020-10 issued on March 16, 2020, and continuing through midnight, April 14, 2020, Governor Whitmore enacted Executive Order 2020-10, allowing temporary expansions in the unemployment eligibility and cost sharing. Under the governor's order, unemployment benefits are extended to workers who have unanticipated family care responsibility, including those who have child care responsibilities due to school closures or who are forced to care for a loved one who's become ill. First responders in the public health community who become ill or are quarantined. Workers who are sick, quarantined, or immunocompromised and who do not have access to paid family and medical leave or are laid off. Executive Order 2020-10 also allows access to benefits for unemployed workers in which their benefits will be extended from 20 to 26 weeks. Their application eligibility period will increase from 14 to 28 days, and as indicated, the normal registration and work search requirements will be suspended. Some employers use independent contractors, or they pay their person in cash, or 1099. Please note that those persons are not eligible for unemployment benefits. To determine if a person is an employee or independent contractor, please review the fact sheet on our website, number 155. The state of Michigan follows the IRS 20 factors to determine whether or not a person is an employee or an independent contractor. You might ask, what if I misclassified a worker as an independent contractor when they should have been an employee? We encourage you to have that person file a claim for benefits. A claims investigation will be opened when there are questions about employer status or wages or services. The objective of the claims investigation is to determine the claimant's eligibility for benefits and the amount of the benefits that the claimant is entitled to. An auditor will contact you. We encourage you to answer all questions that they will have to facilitate the possible payment for benefits. This contact may occur via telephone or email. As an employer, if you have filed as an LLC, you have not reported wages, you have not paid UI tax, and you are not eligible for benefits. However, if you have filed as an incorporated, you have paid wages, and you have paid UI tax, and you may be eligible for benefits. Next, I will turn it over to Avis Johnson, who will give you information regarding our WorkShare program.
Good morning. Thank you, Denise. Is there an alternative to layoff? Yes, there is. An option for employers to reduce employees' hours instead of cutting the workforce. Helps employers to retain their skilled workforce and helps workers maintain their jobs during a downturn in business. One would say, what is the advantages of WorkShare? WorkShare minimizes or eliminates the need for layoffs. Businesses can reduce employees' work hours to reflect decreases in business demand. Enables a business to retain trained employees and avoid the expense of recruiting, hiring, and training new employees when business improves. The advantage also is that it saves money and keeps your skilled workforce intact. It can be used in almost any type of business or industry. Employees are spared the hardship of full unemployment and receive more income than if they were fully laid off. Now one would say, well, how does WorkShare work? Rather than being laid off, employees work a reduced number of hours and receive a portion of their potential weekly unemployment compensation based on the percentage of the reduction in hours. Let me give you an example. If a worker's weekly unemployment benefit amount is $360 and their hours and wages are reduced by 20%, the workers would receive a weekly work share benefit payment of $72. You would simply take the $360, multiply it by the 20% reduction, and you would receive the $72. Then one would say, what is the work share eligibility? You must have paid wages for 12 of the previous quarters. Unemployment taxes must be current. This is waived by executive order. Experience account balance must have a positive reserve, and this is also waived by executive order. Then one would say, what are the work share requirements? The requirements is that the employee work hours reduced by at least 15%, not more than 45%. All employees in the affected unit must participate, and they cannot hire new employees into the affected work unit or transfer employees into the unit. No reduced work hours below the number agreed. And also the plan is approved up to 52 weeks. Then one would say, well, who can participate? Any employer who has a reduction in production, services, or other conditions which will cause potential layoff. Participating employees must be eligible for regular unemployment benefits, be a full-time employee, have earned a sufficient amount of wages in order to establish an unemployment claim, and receive work share benefits. Note, work share does not apply to seasonal, temporary, or intermittent employment. The details for work share plan is that you can implement a work share plan for one or more departments, shifts, or units. A unit consists of 2 or more employees. That means they have to have at least 2 employees in that unit. You have the flexibility to stop or continue within the time frame of your approved application. We also do have a work share program fact sheet out on our website. You can go out there and look at our fact sheet. And also, for more information about work share, visit our website at www.michigan.gov/UIA, or you can call our work share line at 844-967-5747, or call our Office of Employer Ombudsman. That number is 855-484-2636. Thank you. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the hands of Tawana Rogers.
Thank you, Aiden. Employer file claims, or we refer to it as EFC. What is the Employer File Claims Program? The EFC program allows authorized employers to submit unemployment claim information online on behalf of their full-time workers who are temporarily or permanently laid off. This fast, secure way of transferring claims information allows the employer to better manage the accuracy of the information provided to LEO UIA. Using EFC also means employers will have a record of all approved layoffs to match against incoming unemployment charges to your account. Is the Employer File Program right for you? Well, you must have at least one or more layoffs yearly, and this would count as one of your yearly layoffs. We've reduced some of the restrictions that we normally had. You must have full-time permanent employees that file for unemployment benefits at least once a year. And if this is their first time ever filing, they would also qualify as having had one layoff. And number 3, you must have a Michigan Web Account Manager, a MyWeb account. This is how you access and submit the files to the unemployment insurance agency. The benefits to the EFC program participants, which would be your employees, and we refer to them as claimants. We have an exclusive team that answers calls, customer service calls, for EFC claims. That means that their employer filed a claim on their behalf. The temporary waivers are waived for everyone right now. The restrictions that were spoken earlier would apply to these claimants also. We have informational meetings that we normally would come out and explain to your employees, but I understand many of them may have already gone out at the end of last week. However, we have a flyer that you can maybe distribute through their email account that can explain what's going to happen with their claim. We do that for all of our employers when they're having a layoff, but we could speak with you specifically about how we're going to inform your employees. The authorization process. So you contact an EFC analyst such as myself regarding the file specifications to assure all necessary claim information and software is available for your claim submission. You are going to submit this file. You review the memo of understanding or contract or agreement. I'll send you the file specification and a sample file. So I send that by email once you've contacted our unit so that you can see what you're about to partake in. One of your company officers must sign the MOU before we can open up your MyWham account to send a file. The EFC analyst authorized your employer account for the EFC claim. Informational seminars for upcoming layoffs. As I said before, your employees may have already gone off, but if you explained that you were going to send them the file, then we'll have to work with that from there. So we can draft it up and you can possibly email that to them. Our memo of understanding or our agreement between your company and the agency. So we all would have to sign the MOU. Your file must be submitted by the 8th business day after the effective date of layoff. So if you laid off people last Friday, that was their last day, you'll have up to 8 days to submit this file so that they will be processed in our system as a claim. The federal requirements relating to verification of each worker, SSN, have been met using the W-2 verification system. So that's something all employers must be doing anyway. It's a federal guideline. All legal documents will be mailed to each claimant based on the contact information submitted by your company. So you should have the current address, complete address for each of your employees so this information gets mailed out and so that they get a correct claim with their correct information. And we agree to electronically transmit a weekly list of benefit payments to you so you'll know exactly who was paid after they have began certifying. So this is a sample of an informational flyer. This is the flyer that we would draft up to explain to your employees exactly what's going to happen after their layoff, your part and their part. Their part is always to certify and let us know about the weeks that they're requesting unemployment benefits for. We would draft that up for you if needed. My next example is the monetary determination. The monetary determination all claimants get when it's their first time filing a claim. It's called the 1575C for claimant. You get those in your MyWham account, but they have an E. So they tell the claimant how much they're going to get, their weekly benefit amount. It's going to tell them when they're going to certify or do the Marvin portion. If they have waivers or anything like that, it's always explained in the letter that they get. They usually get that a few days after you have submitted the file, depending on the U.S. mail system. The other type of letter they may get, if they've had a claim filed before, is called an additional claim letter. Now, normally, an employee or a claimant who already has a benefit year, they do not get an additional claim letter. But because you're filing a claim on behalf of your employees, we have to send them something notifying that the employer, it'll have your employer name on it, has submitted a file on their behalf. It'll tell anything about waivers, it'll tell the Marvin schedule. Note in the middle of the letter, it gives a day, an hour for Marvin or for certifying. That is no longer required to wait for that day and that hour. Marvin can be processed, or certifying can be processed Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can let your claimants know that. But also in that letter is the number to either call Marvin or to process through their MyWham account. My contact information is on this slide. I'm Tawana Rogers. I'm one of the analysts. There's another analyst, Brad Jimerson. If you were to email us, we have a mailbox, esc@michigan.gov. You can also contact us on the employer line, the Office of Employer Ombudsman, at 855-484-2636, option 2. Please be reminded that we'll get you into our customer service area, which normally handles claimants. If you're interested in becoming an employer that files on behalf of your employees, please let the agent know and have them transfer you to either Brad Jimerson or myself, Tawana Rogers. Thank you and have a good day. Now we will have Samuel Johnson, and he's going to give you information about the TAA program.
Good morning. So to talk about the TAA program, trade adjustment assistance could be useful to your human resources if you have layoffs, have had layoffs, which many of you have had, or you have people scheduled to be laid off. It does provide assistance to workers who lose their jobs as a result of foreign trade, which could be an increase in imports or shipment production, offshoring, or acquisition of services from another country. The intent of the program is to help laid-off workers return to work as quickly as possible at a comparable wage. Now, how could TAA be useful to you? TAA provides additional benefits and services to workers beyond regular unemployment insurance. Going over, most benefits are available to workers who have a partial separation, which is hours reduced to less than 80%. It might be applicable if there have been layoffs in the last 12 months related to foreign trade. And it applies to workers at a specific location, even if foreign trade has not affected other locations. For TAA eligibility, individuals must have had a qualifying separation on or after the impact date and before what we call the expiration date of the certification. And those dates are determined by U.S. Department of Labor. Now, just a note, workers who have a documented separation in the future may be eligible for classroom training and registered apprenticeships. The major components of the TAA program are this: case management services, free training, job search allowances, relocation allowances, reemployment trade adjustment assistance, or RTAA, trade adjustment allowances, or TRA, and the health coverage tax credit, HCTC. Now, going over these in a little bit of detail, as far as training goes, there are two types. There's employer-based training and classroom training. And just note, eligibility is determined by Michigan Works. It must be approved before training begins. And as far as employer-based training, there are three types of that. There's on-the-job training, where a portion of the wages can be paid by the program. There's customized training, which is requested by an employer or a group of employers. And there's also registered apprenticeships. As far as job search and relocation allowances, Job search allowances assist workers to secure suitable employment outside their normal commuting area. And the way things are now, that could be as little as 5 miles away from the residence. It reimburses for up to 90% of the level cost, up to $1,250. For relocation allowances, it allows workers to move and move their families to relocate in the continental U.S. for suitable work. Reimbursement, again, is up to 9% of reasonable and necessary expenses, and there can be an additional lump sum of up to $1,250 for necessary expenses. Now, the health coverage tax credit is actually administered by the IRS. But briefly, if a person has the right type of insurance, the program can cover up to 72.5% of allowable premium costs. And one thing that is allowable for this program is COBRA. And there are other insurances that also may qualify. And at the bottom of this slide is the web address for the IRS about this program. The RTAA program has 3 parts we'll talk about. It is actually a wage subsidy to help bridge the gap between the old job and the new job. Individuals must be at least 50 years old and apply within the eligibility period. And the last thing is that the new job must pay less than $50,000 per year, not counting overtime. Okay? And for more information about everything offered under the TAA program, you can contact Workforce Development at 517-335-5858 or email them at taa@michigan.gov. There's also the U.S. Department of Labor website to get more information. And right now, I'm going to turn it over to Angela.
Good morning. My name is Angela Williams, and I am the Tax Office State Administrative Manager. And what I'm going to discuss today is the frequently asked questions. So as you write your questions down, some of the questions that you may have, we're creating fact sheets as we go. So please request this PowerPoint. You can put your email address in the chat, and we will send you the fact sheet so that we're not duplicating our answers as well as time. So let's get started with some of our frequently asked questions. And the ones that we don't answer today, please give us time to create this fact sheet. We're expecting to do it within 24 to 48 hours. So here we go. Will an employer benefit claim affect me as the employer? Employees claiming unemployment must file with the unemployment office. And there again, our unemployment office is closed to walk-in, but you may call with an appointment. When they claim unemployment benefits, will you receive a monetary determination letter, a 1575, letting you know who filed the claim and how many weeks of eligibility that claimant has. The executive order, number 2020-10, temporary expansions in unemployment eligibility and cost sharing, signed by Governor Gretchen Whitmer on March 16, 2020, indicates effective immediately and continuing until April 14, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. An employer or employee unit must not be charged for unemployment benefits if their employees become unemployed because of the executive order require them to close or limit operations. One, technology has not caught up to the executive order, so there will be a sweep of the system to renew accounts that were affected. We recommend monitoring this for the change. Next question. What if I am not listed as an affected industry? If you are not an affected industry, benefit payments being charged to your employer tax account will result in an increased UI tax and tax rate. Can I protest Can I protest the employee benefit claim? Yes, you can. As an employer, you can protest the employee claim if you feel the employee should not receive benefits. Protest instructions are located on the monetary determination letter you receive informing the claimant name and amount of weekly benefits. I am requiring an employee to take a leave of absence due to COVID-19. Will the employee be eligible for unemployment benefits? Yes. Under Executive Order 2020-10 permits benefits. However, workers who are receiving vacation pay, sick pay, personal time off, equivalent to their normal rate of pay, are ineligible for unemployment benefits. Also, if you receive your employee if you give your severance pay, bonus pay, any pay, they must send those wages or have those wages reported to the UIA office. Next question. My employee is taking a voluntary unpaid leave of absence as a result of COVID-19. Will the employee be eligible for unemployment benefits? According to the Executive Order 2020-10, this permits the employee to be eligible for benefits. What should I do if I cannot file my quarterly wage report or pay my UI taxes on time due to the COVID-19? Wage detail and UI tax payments for the first quarter 2020 are still due on April 25th. We understand, we have empathy, but we cannot avoid this expectation until the governor says otherwise. So, however, you still must pay your quarterly report by the 25th of April. Employers can also be eligible for apportionment. Apportionment can be requested if you are a contributing employer having 25 or less employees. You can spread it out over 4 quarters. To do this, you must log into your MyWham account and check the apportionment box when filing for the quarterly report. Again, we know that this is a public health crisis. We know that it's creating havoc in your work, in your business, whether small, large, and we're empathetic to what's going on to society. But as it impacts us all, we must work together, and we are here to assist you. And our ombudsman's number is 855-484-2636. And if you look at the next slide, we have additional websites for you. Please look at that. And then I'm going to turn it over now to our administrator, Daryl Hunter.
Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate it. Sam, Avis, Tawana, Deneen, and Angela. We here at UIA Tax and Employee Services are here to help you. And we thank everyone for your guidance in applying and seeking. Oh, and here's another, some more information for you. I'm sorry. For guidance on applying for seeking liquidity relief, including applying for economic injury disaster loans, visit the Small Business Development Center or contact the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for support at 888-522-0103. One of the other things is that we tried to update it. We've gotten so many emails, although in the presentation you heard to send your email address. We cannot send out the presentation to all employers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it up on our website. And on our website, you can view the PowerPoint. We're going to put some frequently asked questions other than the ones that you heard from Angela Williams. We have some more that I know I've answered quite a few on the chat as well. However, as someone mentioned, we're waiting for the governor announcement to come at 11 o'clock. We don't know what's in store for that. We will update the PowerPoint if she includes anything that's going to affect the employers. Thank you very much for listening to our PowerPoint. Again, we'll have another one at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and then thereafter, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and as needed at 10 o'clock and at 2 o'clock. Again, please contact the employer ombudsman at area code 855-484-2636. There is a chat available there, and also you can contact us through your MyWAM account in a web note, and we will respond to you. One of the many questions is that you don't have a MyWAM account. If you contact the ombudsman, we have a quick way of you getting a hold of that with your password. We'll send it to you by email within 24 hours, and then you will also be able to get into your MyWAM account that way. Again, thanks much for listening to the webinar, and we hope that everyone stays safe. Please adhere to all of the information that the governor is telling us about our social separation and making sure that we wash our hands and be vigilant. Thank you very much.